Hello, baseball lovers, haters, and people who are just here for the drama. Welcome to Bad Pitch Energy, a baseball podcast that goes beyond the stats, the news of the day, and the old hot takes. I'm your co-host, Tom.
And I'm Robin, and ChatGPT told me to say, and every week we're stepping up to the plate with hot takes, questionable opinions, and absolutely no fear of the strike zone, which sounds dumb as fuck.
Well, yes, but we're talking baseball, culture, and all the things that make you say, now, why would they do that?
If it's iconic, we're obsessed.
If it's tragic, we're discussing it at length.
Strap in, grab your peanuts, and mind the foul balls.
This is Bad Pitch Energy. Play ball. Robin, cheers to finally doing the thing that
Cheers.
we have said we were going to be doing for many months. Now that we have our awkward ChatGPT introduction out of the way, let's just talk about why we're starting this podcast. And I think no better way to start a podcast talking about baseball than our baseball origin story.
Yeah, so I think you're the reason why I became such a big baseball fan in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because I moved to, well, we can talk about when we first met. We both started out here. We both moved to Houston back in 2018 because we had joined Teach for America. We trauma bonded.
We sure did.
And became best friends. And you were my introduction to baseball.
Yes. Yeah, I moved from New York where I was a long-suffering Mets fan. Talk about trauma bonding and just an introduction to what trauma is, and that is being a New York Mets fan. And I moved to Houston, like you said, in 2018, and that was the golden age of Astros baseball. It still is. People say that the window has closed. The window is still open. As long as we have Jose Altuve on the Houston Astros, Carlos Correa is here, we have Hunter Brown. The golden age of Astros baseball is not over. So all the haters who said, oh, the Astros finally missed the playoffs in 2025, get ready because 2026, we are so back. But, moving here and, the Astros not being a team that competes with the Mets, it was so cool to be able to actually root for a team that won games.
Right.
And didn't break your heart.
Right.
And I vividly remember during the 2022 run is when I was finally like, Robin needs to join us and go to some games and watch some games. And we watched the 2022 World Series together.
We actually watched the series against the Yankees too together. And that's when I went, fuck, this is fun. Because since moving here, about the Astros, we were teaching, everyone would be coming in wearing their little Correa jerseys or their Altuve jerseys. So I knew kind of what was happening. I knew we were good. But it wasn't until you were like, we need to go to a game when I was like, wow, this is it. Yeah. So I was a casual for a bit. And then you talked me into doing fantasy baseball with you. And that's when it became a hyperfixation.
Things changed.
Because I was literally Googling games every single day. I was trying to set my lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got knocked out.
Remind me who won that league, though? Remind me who came in first place?
I mean, you did. But that was also because I had never done fantasy before.
True.
So I had no idea how drafting worked.
Fair.
None of it worked. But I think by the end, I had put together a pretty solid roster.
You were locked in after week one. I think once you drafted, you saw the team that you were, I don't know, half given, half oh, this guy is somewhat attractive. I'm going to draft him.
Okay, yes.
I think once you did that, and then you kind of ran okay, I need, two elite starting pitchers. We weren't a super deep league, so you can make changes. You were locked in after week one, and I think we had daily conversations.
Yeah, we're talking daily. But the thing is, we did fantasy 25, but I was already locked in before.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were going to games regularly. I remember texting you because I'd be stuck at work, and I'd have MLB's game day pulled up on the computer next to me.
Yeah.
And apparently I found out during the World Series that was actually ahead of the televised game.
Right.
So sometimes I would text you things and you go what the fuck? Spoiler.
Yes.
But yeah, it was, but then I also fell in love with the Blue Jays this postseason.
Fun team.
Because they were so fun. Generational hate watch, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was so good. So I the day before Game 6, no, it was Game 6, I spontaneously also bought myself a Springer Toronto jersey.
And it's a sick jersey.
It's a sick jersey, assuming that we would take Game 6 that day. And then...
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a rough series.
That was a rough series. But... First of all, probably... And I say this, as both a Mets and an Astros fan, and, we... Back in New York, I knew I had already, signed up to move to Houston, was following the Astros 2017 World Series, first ever for the Houston Astros. Amazing. 2022, also exciting, but felt a little bit more inevitable. So not to say it wasn't exciting, but it kind of felt like we should have had that in the bag.
Right.
Especially after missing World Series in 2021, 2019, losing to the Nationals and the Braves, which was rough. But the Blue Jays were just such a fun team. Because for so long it felt really unexpected that they would have made it in the first place.
Like last year they were last in their division even, so.
But also there was no, the Astros hadn't made the playoffs. So we were cleanly and guilt-free rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays.
And also,
who are they playing? Who are they playing?
They bitch slapped the Yankees. Come on. Vladdy's grand slam. Bitch slapped. And then we're the same division as the Mariners, and we hate the Mariners.
Beautiful.
That was a wonderful, that was a great, fantastic series.
It sure was.
Springer's go ahead home run as well. That was,
talk about it. It felt like a full circle moment on his career.
Yeah,
which is so cool.
But also got a little bit of beef going on with Mariners fans on social media, just because. We barely missed out on the postseason.
Yeah.
And we had a very injured roster. Yeah. I think it was also the most injured roster.
Yeah. The most injuries.
Yeah. So,
and mismanagement of injuries as well.
Yeah, mismanagement of injuries. So the fact that we missed out on the postseason by one game, they think that the division is theirs.
But it's
y'all were just playing handicap. You're playing handicap. We hate the Rangers as well, but they were also very injured last year.
Yeah.
So if the Mariners didn't take the division, what are y'all doing?
But little brother energy,
right.
I know they haven't won a World Series, and I'm not here to shit talk anybody. I'm a Mets fan. They have not won in my lifetime, and they probably never will. But act like you've been there before.
It's none of that. They were on Twitter saying we deserve this. Y'all don't deserve shit. No one deserves shit. Y'all aren't entitled to anything.
No.
Go out and play. Go out and win.
Yes. I mean, truly embarrassing. And those are some of the things we're going to be talking about on the podcast, because I think the perfect accompaniment to watching baseball, going to baseball games, playing fantasy baseball is baseball Twitter.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
I'm not gonna say I'm a chronically online person.
I'm a chronically online person.
You said it, not me. But baseball Twitter is one of the most fun places in the world.
I mean, we became Cutter is King stance this offseason.
Yes, we did. Cutter is King mentioned #1 on the pod. Many more to come. But truly, there is nothing more fun than baseball Twitter. Right. I mean, Mets Twitter is insane. You're starting to see your algorithm is feeding you.
My algorithm is feeding me. My algorithm is feeding me Japanese right now after the Tetsuya Mai signing. But
talk about that a little bit later on.
But
baseball Twitter,
which is I think one of the reasons we decided to do a podcast, because you get all the podcasts with the analytics and stuff. I mean, we could talk about that. I will say I am brand new enough where I'm I can't talk about it as in depth.
Yeah.
But I think it's more fun to talk about some of the not as
the culture of baseball.
Yeah, the culture of it. Yeah. Because my friends who aren't into baseball were texting me Robin, what is going on with your pitcher back when Framber?
Oh yeah. Yes. That was rough.
Caught up had the situation happen
when he crossed up his catcher.
Damn,
what was that catcher's name? I forgot his name.
Was this Cesar Salazar?
I think it was. I think it was Salazar. And then he was sent down. He was sent down to AAA. Not
directly, because if they it was a bad look. It was a very bad look.
It was.
And I was like, Thomas, we should do something for the girls and the gays.
We should. And we have. And here we are. And so there are a million podcasts. You can hear stats. You can, look at a player's WAR. And to an extent, we are going to talk about those things inevitably. And we can have those conversations. But there is, I think, a void in the podcast space of baseball meets culture, and I'm really excited to, bring that to the masses or bring that to 5 of you. And I think either way, we're going to have fun doing it.
We would have fun because this also forces us to hang out regularly.
That is true.
Because we've been busy with school, with work.
Yeah. And when it's not baseball season and we're not going to Minute Maid,
Daikin,
also known as Daikin Park, well,
there's nothing
the off season's a little dry. There's nothing else to do here. And so this is at least something that will help us.
Watch the basketball fans get mad now and go, y'all could watch and support the Rockets.
I need the Rockets to be good for more than just 1 year. They're having a good season, but I need it to be sustained winning.
And you also need cheaper tickets, because what do you mean?
True.
The tickets are run
very true.
Several $1,000s.
I agree. Robin, what is our drink of the week that we have here?
So we are drinking some pink lemon drop martinis in honor of our pink logo.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a drink each week. We're going to chat, maybe get a little drunk, and you could hear our unfiltered thoughts.
One more cheers. Looking forward to it.
So I think we can probably start off and segue into a little bit more of some off-season thoughts that we've had so far.
Sure.
You've had a pretty fun off-season so far.
You don't say.
Do you want to crash out for a couple minutes?
Can I please, Robin?
Yes,
because
please do.
I watched New York Mets essentially be blown up by design by boy genius David Stearns himself. Now, essentially, the team that I, quote unquote, grew up watching in my adult Mets fan career, if you will, is gone. We start the offseason by saying, hey, Brandon Nimmo, we love your loyalty. You just built a house 20 minutes away from the Mets spring training facility. Hey, we're going to trade you to the Texas Rangers. And he had a no-trade clause. To his credit, he had a no-trade clause. He said, in the best interest of the team, I'm going to approve the trade. And also, once you're not wanted,
you don't want to stay.
Just leave, right? Sucked. We got Marcus Semien back. Aging second baseman. I don't know, but you know what? Change of scenery. Good leader from everything you've heard. Okay. So now we're, sitting there as Mets fans and we're saying, hey, all right, yes, we've got a bit of a gap in the outfield, but we've got Marcus Semien. We're going to re-sign Pete Alonso. We're going to re-sign Edwin Diaz. And we're just going to build up this team. And we're going to have a competitive, by everybody's standards, a competitive 2026.
Devin Williams signed right after.
Well, Devin Williams signed right after. And who knew that would be the impetus to an absolute shit show, which resulted in what happened? Edwin Diaz signing with?
Dodgers.
The Evil Empire. So we signed Devin Williams. Oh, Devin Williams, great. He lose the job as the Yankees closer in 2025? He did. But Devin Williams, had a great career with the Milwaukee Brewers, except for the bomb that Pete Alonso hit off of him in the wild card round in that magical 2024 season. Probably the Pete Alonso's best moment. Probably top 3 moments of my Mets fandom was the Pete Alonso homer off of Devin Williams. Fine, we signed him. He's going to be our setup guy, right? He's going to set up Edwin Diaz trumpets every night because we're a great team. Yeah. That worked out great.
Didn't he also on his story fuck after the news came out? Well, when you suddenly become important at your job?
Yes, because Devin Williams, doesn't seem to crave the spotlight.
Right.
And so he signs with the Mets. Of course, Edwin Diaz not yet signed, but it seems like a foregone conclusion.
Right.
That he's going to set up Edwin in the 8th inning most nights. He might get the occasional 9th inning closer role. Fine. Yeah, apparently Devin Williams signing with the Mets didn't really bother Edwin Diaz. But apparently the Mets didn't do, the courteous thing. Hey, Edwin, this is David Stearns, boy genius general manager and president of baseball operations of the New York Mets. Just want to let you know, we're actually here to make your job easier. And we signed a very solid, usually closing pitcher to set you up. How do you feel about this? Just basic courtesy phone call. You're going to do the thing anyway. Mets couldn't do that. Edwin Diaz seemingly likes the old school, you know, showmanship of it all, got pissed off. Dodgers go out, offer him a 3-year deal. He doesn't even let the Mets match it. He just signs it. I'm going to LA. Great. Mets lose their closer. Suddenly, as you said, Devin Williams, important at work, is now our closer. I'm not looking forward to it. Fine.
Who's next?
Well,
Who's next?
Well, you know, the Mets have not produced many homegrown offensive players.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a decent job over the years at producing decent pitching.
Right.
Jacob deGrom comes to mind.
Right.
Noah Syndergaard used to be good. Zach Wheeler.
I mean, you have your rookies right now, all very adorable.
Mets are known for producing decent pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Not offensive players. So we have a generational first baseman who, for whatever reason, boy genius,
this is becoming a thing.
They didn't even offer him a contract.
He was driving to the general.
Not even a pity contract. And so, homegrown Met guy who LFGM loved the Mets, loved playing in New York, and could handle it. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. We see a lot of guys come, like, I'm worried about Devin Williams because he got traded to the Yankees last offseason. He struggled in New York, and New York is different than Milwaukee.
He did.
There is a psychology behind playing baseball in New York City.
Right.
As I'll get to in a moment, New York Post. But we went from looking at this offseason saying, okay, Mets did make the playoffs. We're going to have to make some changes. For whatever reason, they were very unclutch last year. Mm-hmm. And Pete was part of that to an extent. But we have no first baseman right now. Okay, Jorge Polanco, who has played a few games at first base over the course of his career, a few. Mm-hmm. Like maybe, I think, single-digit games at first base, is going to be our first baseman. The only good thing the Mets have done this year is, in my opinion, trade Jeff McNeil because he's a hothead.
Right.
Seemed to be a clubhouse issue.
Right.
But here's the best part, because, you know, the Mets have to maintain their status as being the most interesting team in professional sports. They apparently had some clubhouse issues, you know, and there were things throughout the year you just noticed.
You know?
Well, I mean, you know, Francisco Lindor, of course, is a fashionista, and Juan Soto is not. So naturally, there's going to be friction. I say that in jest. That's not real. That's manufactured, or so you would think. But apparently, Donald J. Trump, 44th and 46th president of the United States, was driving a wedge in the Mets locker room. Without even knowing it. Because Brandon Nimmo, if you are on Mets Twitter for any amount of time, there have been jokes throughout the years about Brandon being MAGA. There may or may not be some public information that supports that. And Francisco Lindor, who is, you know, dare I say, maybe a little woke, and whose amazing wife, Katya, is certainly woke, and she recently served on Zoran Mamdani's inaugural committee, and that created a whole controversy. Maybe they had differing political views. We've all worked in places before where we have differing political views.
I mean, I feel like we have to decipher, though. For us, it's fuck Trump, fuck guys, free Palestine.
That part.
That part.
But, Robin, the New York Post, and shame on them, I guess has lost some access to the New York Mets in some way, shape, or form because they've declared war on the Mets.
Right. No, like, they've been fabricating a lot of stories and a lot of Lindor hate these past couple of months.
Specifically Lindor hate because of actions that his wife is doing. Again,
posting pictures of the kids.
Like, you know, taking the actions of his wife. To me, there's nothing wrong there. And are now saying that they are representative in some way, shape, or form of the New York Mets. And it's just, it's such a shame to know that 98% of baseball players are probably right-leaning.
Right. And I think that's something we do acknowledge, that they're probably all of our emotional support Republicans.
And great. But I'm going to still be cheering for them.
But at the same time, it's also like, with the way that politics are going as well, and how increasingly more divisive it is, how you can also say with your chest that, like, hey, I support policies that maybe would deport my teammate. Right. Which is a little...
And that's frustrating.
That's a little frustrating. But...
And if that was happening so blatantly in the Mets locker room, I can see how maybe folks or one or two players eventually reach their breaking point.
Right.
But no other team in the country are you going to see story after story after story where the Mets had clubhouse issues because of Donald Trump and because of politics.
Mm-hmm.
That's not real life because these guys get paid 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million a year to go out there and play a game that we love to watch.
Right. So I just feel at the end of the day, you're here to do a job.
You're here to do a job, and shame on any Mets player that may have taken that to a level they shouldn't have. But really, shame on the New York Post for extrapolating that, for taking the wife of and kids should be off limits. And I actually think to an extent, a wife or spouse or partner should be off limits. But then I can see the argument where, hey, you are bold enough and brave enough to put your name on something. And Katya Lindor has a career in her own right as a podcaster, as a very talented musician as well. Let them do them, and let the Mets do the Mets. There is plenty to go after the Mets about. And I'm just, in an offseason that has felt hellish because I watched two of our homegrown guys walk away. Edwin Diaz, who we actually did trade for Edwin way back when from the Seattle Mariners, but feels like a homegrown Met because you could tell he loved.
He's been with y'all for a while too.
He's been with us for a while. He's been best closer in baseball for years, and it just is gut wrenching to see that. Yes, the core hasn't won, but we're not bringing in folks who are winners. Like Marcus Semien, yeah, he won a World Series with the Rangers, but like
investigate 2023. I still think you should investigate 2023.
I agree.
The Rangers have been ass.
Manfred, get on that, okay? Get on that, Manfred.
Something was happening that year. Investigate 2023.
Something was happening that year, and it just we're not a better team. So we are a team that did not make the playoffs in 2025. On January 10th, when we're recording this right now, we're not a better team for 2026.
I agree.
And
unfortunately,
that is frightening.
I mean, there's still some couple big players on the market, right? I mean, all the talk around Cody Bellinger, right? Kyle Tucker. There's still some.
Robin,
yes.
Why is Kyle Tucker not signed right now?
Why? I mean,
we have a soft spot for him.
We do have a soft spot for him because he was an Astro for a long time and we traded him away.
World Series winning Astro.
And, we all love him, but he is very streaky.
Yeah.
He has a hot bat and he's good when he's good, but he also, when he's cold, he is very cold.
And Cubs fans turned on him towards the end of last year.
Really fast last year.
And that's what I wonder, like, okay, as a Mets fan, I'll say this right now. I do not want Kyle Tucker on my team unless he's taking a discount to play with us.
Right.
Mets fans, or the Mets right now, cannot afford a streaky, injury-prone player.
Right.
And so Cody Bellinger, I think, is more of a fit for the Mets. But if you're Cody Bellinger, you watched last offseason.
Right.
Juan Soto.
Right.
Play his year with the Yankees.
Right.
Got the mega of all mega deals to go play for the Mets. And he had a good season. Juan Soto did. But I don't know. I hate saying this from a Mets fan perspective. Like, if I'm Juan Soto, I'm second guessing why I went to the Mets. Why didn't I take the extra or a 10 to 20, 30 million overall decrease in salary over the course of, a multi-year contract to stay with the Yankees, who at least have a little bit more of a winning pedigree?
But like, the Yankees have kind of become a poverty franchise.
They have.
They have not made any major moves this offseason. And on the other hand, of the same division, the Blue Jays are out for blood. They were so close. They were like literally an out away from getting the World Series this past year. And they're out for blood because they want that ring. And so, I mean, it's a tale of...
It is. And listen, as a Mets fan, where we went through the Ponzi scheming victim Mets Wilpon era to finally having the richest owner in professional sports, it's a luxury. But it's a weird vibe that we are here in, early to mid-January, and we still have so many great elite free agents on the market. Except for a recent signing here in Houston. And
Let's go.
I know we're very excited about that.
Excited.
What are your thoughts?
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm so excited because we desperately needed another pitcher. And I think he also we all I think Houston has fallen in love with this man because I think he's everything that, like, represents Houston as a concept.
Yep.
Because he came in his interviews saying, like, "I don't wanna play for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I'd rather beat them."
Yes.
And who has been the Dodgers' daddy these past few years? The Houston Astros. I know he did say the Astros weren't on his radar first, but I think this is really exciting.
Yeah.
Because he is isn't he our first, player straight from Asia?
Straight from Asia, yes. I mean, they've had, Yusei, but they traded for him.
We traded for him.
This is a big moment for the Astros franchise. Yeah. We've been seeing a ton of Japanese players go to Los Angeles. There's been historically a lot of Japanese players have been attracted to the Yankees. So it's a huge moment for the Astros.
And, like, I also love his attitude where he's like, I want to figure out things on my own. I want to survive on my own.
Yep.
Whereas you have a lot of players recently who are like, if you can't beat them, join them. And I hate that attitude in
Edwin
sports.
Diaz.
I hate that attitude in sports. I remember last year when, like, the Dodgers signed Yamamoto, I said, okay, Kevin Durant to the Golden State Warriors. Like, I hate how you can just buy players essentially and build a super team. And I think that's what was always fun about baseball for me was that you have all of these teams that have a chance of winning a ring, and you don't get repeat contenders every year. And now that there's kind of been
I agree.
one team that's kind of been a bit on everyone's radar, just a bit. I think it's amazing that Houston kind of came out of the blue and signed this. I think he's going to be this firecracker, and he's going to do great things with us. That saying, let's hope he does play well with us because we all loved him already.
The sight of him at the Texans game with, of course, Scott Boras, and he's in his Scott Boras sweatsuit, and it's just like we can do a whole episode on Scott Boras and Jim Crane and Jim Crane's wife. Just amazing. And then he was courtside at the Rockets game.
He's been
guy.
Like such a good luck charm too, because didn't we not pull off that win with the Texans, the win of the Rockets?
Yes. We need him at Monday night's wild card game.
The anti-Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Oh, true. We need it. Please.
But no, I'm excited because it does add, I think it adds depth to our pitching rotation.
Yes. Well, and I don't think he is a Framber replacement in terms of
he is either.
Framber is an ace.
Right.
He is.
Framber is also a tank.
Framber is a tank. He's been a workhorse for us. But we as Astros fans have gone into this offseason pretty much knowing that Framber is gone.
Yeah. Like, loved him, love all that he's done for us, but he's shown that he can be a bit of a diva. Yeah. And I think that Imai isn't a diva.
Yeah.
And I think, talking about clubhouse culture, I think it's going to do wonders to our clubhouse.
Well, and not to mention, we spoke of the Mets having some weird clubhouse issues.
Right.
It seemed like, and nobody's really saying it outright, but for very different reasons, the Astros had some weird clubhouse stuff going on last year.
Year is weird.
And Framber, I think, was a big part of that. I mean, we spoke in the intro about the issue with crossing up the catcher.
Right.
That wasn't the only issue. And, it's been well documented in the past when Carlos Correa was with the Astros during his first run. He had to check Framber multiple times.
Many times. Right. I remember when Carlos Correa first came back, we were like, yes, finally someone can put Framber back in his place.
Truly.
And, like, that should not be an attitude as fans.
No.
We should not be having that attitude.
No. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I mean, this offseason is nowhere near done. But, I think going into the 2026 season, you and I can sit here and we are, of course, going to hype up the Astros. I'm going to hype up the Mets.
Right. We might shit talk a couple teams.
And deservedly so. We deservedly so. But, I look at the Toronto Blue Jays as the likely favorites to go back to the World Series on the American League side.
Hopefully
we're
able to pull something off.
Well, I would love nothing more than to have a Toronto-Houston ALCS. And may the best team win. I'm going to be rooting for the Astros.
I'm going
to make sure you don't bring out your Toronto Blue Jays jersey.
I'm repping the Astros today. I definitely, like, the Astros are my home team.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be super interesting because they are going into this offseason wanting to, beef up their team even more. I think fueled by the fact that they got to the World Series.
Right.
They were so close to bringing down the Dodgers.
Right.
And they let it get away. And so I'm really excited to see that, the Blue Jays are not settling. They're not saying, hey, we made it. Obviously Bo Bichette is still out on the market.
Tucker's still on the market.
Tucker's on the market. But it's nice to see a team that's not banking on just the success that they had. I want them to sign Bo Bichette. I don't know if they will.
I hope so too. Just for because last year, last year at this point, because it is 2026. They won. They played games with the power of friendship, and knowing how long Vladdy and Bo have been friends, you want them to win a ring together.
Yes, and it's seeing that more of a homegrown feel, where you look at the Dodgers and
they just buy whoever.
Great players. We can do another episode on how the national holiday we just celebrated a couple of days ago, Shohei Ohtani Day on January 7th.
Shohei Ohtani Day, come on, MLB.
It's just frustrating.
Come on, MLB. Get up on your.
It just feels cheap.
Stand up.
It just feels cheap. It just feels. It feels.
He's an incredible player. He is an incredible player. Yes. I recognize that he's an incredible player. However, there's just some vibes where it's come on, MLB, get his dick out of your mouth.
Speaking of baseball Twitter.
Baseball Twitter has been fun this offseason just because of how slow everything else feels.
That's the thing. It's we're sitting here, we're craving for content. I mean,
I'm a bitch wanting drama. I love drama. I mean, you were dying when all the Mets things were going down. I felt bad for you.
Melting down.
You're melting down. I felt bad for you. Yeah. However, it was really fun for me because it was so funny. Because I don't have that connection to the Mets, I can step away and go, this is actually really fun.
Oh, it is. It is. But I mean, there have been some,
there have been some fun moments.
There have been some fun moments not related to player signings or team implosions.
One of them is Cutter's King.
Yes.
So we've become Cutter's King stance this offseason because of how much he trolls. I think he's one of those trolls that does it well. Yeah. And he's gotten validation because players respond.
Yes.
What's his name? Cam Schlittler?
Yep.
Schlittler. Gotta make sure you say that correctly.
Say that 10 times fast.
He responded. Jazz Chisholm Jr. responded.
Oh, epic.
Oh, epic meltdown. And he also got Ben Verlander because Ben Verlander wanted to say something.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, he's rage baiting or just baiting all these guys.
He does it so well. He's so funny.
Well done.
So funny.
We hope to interview you one day, whoever you are. You don't need to show your face, but we want to talk to you because there's some A+ rage baiting going.
Because there are other rage baiters who don't do it well, and everyone hates them. That one Texas Rangers fan account. Literally everyone says, "Oh, he's or she or they have terrorized your fandom too."
Yes. Thoughts and prayers to Adolis Muse.
Thoughts and prayers to Adolis Muse. How does it feel being a Phillies fan now?
Worst fans in baseball.
And then Astros Twitter has been funny this off season too. All my homies hate Bonda.
Retweet, because there are some Astros Twitter has evolved over the years. I think winning breeds that, but man, he is just out for I don't even what is the word?
I think just clout. But I think he wants some kind of he wants everyone to think he's an insider.
Yeah. Weird vibes.
All his videos have been produced by Bonda on it. But I know just something over. It was actually over Doobie's. R.I.P. Doobie.
That's right. R.I.P. Mauricio Dubon. Probably the most
loved player.
Probably the most loved player. If you're a Mets fan and you remember Wilmer Flores, who then signed with the Giants. Wilmer Flores was a beloved MLB player. Mauricio Dubon, probably the most beloved Astros player outside of maybe Jose Altuve.
Yeah.
Such a loss in the clubhouse. Right. Maybe not so much in production, but let's pour one out for Mauricio Dubon, because that was a huge loss. But yeah, Astros Twitter
lost the shit. Rightfully so, because he's such a fan favorite. So of course you're gonna have fans mourning it, and then you're gonna have people like Bonda who are like celebrating
Yeah.
because they're like big moves happening and like let people mourn. And then he told another fan, bless her heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wanted to victimize himself and goes, "Oh, I don't know what bless your heart means." Like, my dude, you apparently grew up in Texas. You know what bless your heart means.
Right.
And you want to play the victim now and say everyone's ganging up on you. No, you're just an awful, shitty person. So all my homies hate Vonda. But I mean, if you want to come onto our podcast,
yeah, come on. We're happy to speak.
We're
also
happy to speak to you.
Yes. Well, as we talk about attitudes, perceptions, all of the things heading into 2026, I'm thinking about some baseball New Year's resolutions, and generally we're a little bit early, but I have a couple that are rising to the top for me. Generally I start to practice these when the season kicks off in March, but here are a couple of mine, and then I'd love to hear a couple of yours.
Okay.
So, Mets lineups are released via the MLB app, via Twitter, and every time it's released and I have the notifications pushed out to me, I am melting down, and I will usually be texting my good friend Dana and asking, why are we batting Lindor in this spot, or why is
Dana come onto this podcast as well?
Dana, we're excited to have you in the future.
Dana,
we're doing
I love you.
the thing.
I miss you.
You are finally doing the thing. But I'm going to practice patience. I'm going to try and trust the process, because I cannot take being at my desk at 4 p.m. Central Time when the Mets release the lineup at 5 p.m. Eastern and melting down before I even come home and watch the game. So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to start, I believe again, in Yordan Alvarez.
He's going to be healthy this year.
He's going to be healthy.
He's going to be healthy this year. We're speaking that into existence. Yes. He's going to be healthy this year, and he's going to produce.
I don't even need to say anything more than that. Yordan, we are back on your side. We trust you. Not that we ever weren't, but it got to be a little much last year, my friend.
I mean, they do have a new medical staff this year.
My third resolution is to reduce my intake of El Tiempo margaritas at Minute Maid / Daikin Park.
Will you?
Let's see. Let's see how the first series goes.
How many do you drink each time we go? You always disappear during a game, and we go, he's getting another El Tiempo Marg, and you come back. Well, look at that. Double fisting.
But now you can't double fist anymore. Because you used to, first of all, price jump by like 30 to 40%. Now, if the Astros open the homestand 0-7, Robin, we may or may not be blacking out at that last game.
We may or may not be blacking out.
And it's also, you have to remember, I'm there watching the Astros, and I am watching the Mets on my phone. And so there's a mix of emotions that comes into play that's not always healthy. So I'm hoping that I can stick to these resolutions. I feel like when I look at them, I think I'm going to stick to trusting Yordan.
I think that might be the only one that you'll follow through on.
And we will follow up on this sometime in April to see how the start of the season has gone.
I mean,
and hold me accountable, Robin. Hold me accountable. What are yours?
You know, I always do. Okay, so I do have a couple. A couple of them are funny, and a couple of them are a little bit more serious. My first one, get Hunter Brown's number. I'm kidding. This is a kidding. So the only thing I will say, I am kidding, because I think I don't actually want to meet him in real life. Never meet your idols in real life, Part of it was he was on my fantasy team last year, and sometimes you look at because you have to set a lineup every day. Sometimes you look at their stupid pictures enough, and you go, oh, they're cute. Oh, maybe I kind of like you. And then you go to the game and you watch him pitch, and like you love watching him pitch. You go, oh. So, I mean, Hunter Brown, if you are single, which I'm assuming you're not, but if you are, hit me up.
And Hunter, Robin and I oftentimes get to the game as gates open because we want the giveaway.
And we also want the El Tiempo Margs.
We want to pregame a little bit before the game starts so we can, be more good observers of the game. Hunter, Robin has been right by the bullpen as you're warming up, El Tiempo Margarita in hand. Don't say no.
Again, that's only if you're single.
Okay.
That's only if you're single. Okay.
Ethics. We love it.
We have ethics here. And then my other resolution is win the fantasy baseball league this year. I'm going in now, having a better understanding of how fantasy goes.
Yeah.
You're not taking it this year. I'm trying to get you to do a dynasty league as well. So I actually know how to draft this time. I'm going in with a strategy.
Yep.
I've also threatened to skin everyone alive if they happen to draft Hunter Brown before I do. But
We will see.
We will see how it goes this year.
Okay.
However, I do have a better strat going in this time, and I'm hoping I may do better than 3rd out of 8. Which is not bad. Which is not bad. It's just not where I want to be.
I'm hoping we're going to have a deeper league this year.
I do too. It's just not where I want to be.
Yeah.
And I think my last resolution this year is to go to more games, both at home and hopefully this time away as well.
There is something about watching your home team in an away stadium.
Right.
That is just so much fun. And I've been lucky enough over the years to do it with the Mets and, hit up some games with friends in different cities. And it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And listen, you may or may not be getting into a alcohol fueled or non-alcohol fueled, maybe a little bit of a tiff with the fans there.
Right.
But that's also the fun part.
That's part of the fun.
Yes.
That's part of the fun.
Yes.
Keeps it exciting.
It does.
So I think my more serious ones are more doable.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you're going to get Hunter Brown's number?
I'm saying I'm not getting Hunter Brown's number.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't think I want to meet him in real life. Never meet your idols in real life.
Fair.
Stay on my phone as a picture. As a picture of my fantasy team. Just stay as a picture of my fantasy team.
Fair. Okay. Love it.
And then I think we always want to leave our podcast with a wild pitch of the week.
Yes. Well, Robin, I think my wild pitch of the week is Rob Manfred announcing in a radio interview that he's going to finish out his contract and he's gone.
Okay.
And most fans, and my gut says, yes, that's great. He's, implements a lot of changes in baseball that maybe people don't like. I think that's a bad thing. And here's why. He is going to leave by the end of this decade. I want to say his contract is up in 2029. And we are going to get some nerd who's all in on analytics, who's all in on profit margins, running Major League Baseball. And I don't think that's a good thing. Now, before then, we're probably going to be really bad at Rob Manfred as he does realignment. Divisions are probably going to change. We may add 2 expansion teams, which I'm excited about. Specifically, if we bring a team to Nashville, which I think would be really cool. I think there's a market there. I would love to see a team back in Montreal after they lost their team, the Expos. But I do not celebrate the fact that Rob Manfred, who is probably the most hated commissioner in the history of baseball because of all the changes he's made, I'm not excited about him retiring. I'm actually really nervous about where MLB is going with that. And it makes me nervous as a fan of the game and someone who, between March and November is truly every single day is baseball. Whether it's the Mets, whether it's the Astros, whether it is, I could be watching the Pirates and the Brewers, on my TV. I am nervous about where baseball goes post Rob Manfred. Honorable mention, though. I am tired. I'm sick and tired. I know you have feelings on this as well about the glazing of Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
Is he the best player of our generation? Yes. Right. I'm never going to deny that. He was on the Angels. He is on the Dodgers. He will be someone that we talk about for the rest of our lives.
Right.
I'm tired of it. He is one man.
Right.
Who is on a super team.
Right.
Who only finally won a World Series when he joined that super team.
When he joined that super team.
He's
played with Mike Trout. And Mike Trout's one of the best hitters of our generation as well.
He just can't stay healthy.
That's the problem.
I am just sick and tired of MLB specifically. And this goes back to Rob Manfred, but the next person will be worse. Just shoving Shohei down your throat. Yeah. And
Shohei Ohtani Day, anyone?
Shohei Ohtani Day on MLB Network. It's just
he's not even dead. He's not even retired.
No, he's not.
He's an active player. Why are we having a Shohei Ohtani Day? 1/7, June 7th.
So those are my wild pitches of the week.
Right.
Again, let's be careful what we wish for in terms of our commissioner leaving. And let's stop in 2026. MLB, I made some resolutions. Whether I hold to them or not, we'll see. So has Robin. I need your resolution to be to highlight some of the other amazing players in the game because we are sick and tired of seeing Shohei Ohtani. Robin, the floor is yours.
I think one of my wild pitches of the week is free Barry Bonds.
Say more.
Free Barry Bonds. Vote him into the Hall of Fame because what do you mean Max Kepler took steroids and he still sucked ass?
Awful
player. I think this is just proof that Barry Bonds is one of a kind. Mm-hmm. He also was playing during the Pets era too, right?
Yes, he was. Yes, it was so common.
Right? So common. Induct him to the Hall of Fame because that is a one-of-a-kind player.
I agree. And the same could be said for Alex Rodriguez.
Induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Roger Clemens, well, we can talk about that. But it's just, it's just, I agree. Let's just do a reset. We can say starting now. Right. Let's care about. The league has implemented in the 2010s a more robust testing program.
Exactly.
But stop punishing Barry Bonds. Stop punishing.
Grandfather him in, even.
Bring him in. And here's the crazy part, because we saw this with Pete Rose. Once he passes away, and I hope that's many, many years in the future, then they'll, induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Induct him while he's alive. Celebrate him while he's alive.
Let these people.
Y'all are on Shohei Ohtani's dick.
Yes. Let these people enjoy.
Let him enjoy
this while they're alive.
Let him celebrate his career. He's an amazing player.
Yep.
Free Barry Bonds.
Now that's a hot take if I ever heard one.
I think since you did too, I should do another one as well. I want to see more fighting.
Yes.
Baseball.
Yes.
I want to see more fighting. When bench is clear, bullpen, start fighting back in the corner that you're at. Stop running down. Because by the time you get down here, y'all look stupid. You look stupid. Y'all look stupid. Start fighting in the bullpen. No one knows why you're fighting. Just shove.
Right.
Just shove.
Right.
I mean, I know this is probably going to get people suspended, but I don't care. When you clear benches, bring back the punching.
Yes.
Bring back, like, Jose Bautista punching. Bring back, like, charging the pitch. I mean, fuck. Hit an umpire.
Yes. No, listen. I would love nothing more than to see my star player suspended for 5 games. He can appeal it down to 3.
Because he decided to stand up for himself.
That is... Robin, when I tell you, I have been in front of my TV begging for the Mets to do that over the years. Because there was a period, I don't know if you remember this, the Mets were the most hit team in baseball by pitches of opposing pitchers. And, the Mets manager at the time would go, "Oh, this is not good. This makes me mad." I want it to be so mad that you charge the pitchers down.
Charge the pitch. Take the bat with you, goddamn it, and smack them around.
Why don't you think people love hockey so much? I agree. We are trying to appeal to more folks in baseball.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I love the camaraderie. I do love it when you see, like, some baseball players are friends with each other, but I want that friendship to be put away while you're playing against each other.
Correct.
Y'all can be friends again after the game.
During the game now is 2.5 to 3 hours because of the pitch clock. Y'all cannot
be friends for 2 and 3.
Not friends for a couple of hours, and then at the end of the game,
y'all go hug
high
each
fives,
other.
Give each other a big ol' hug.
Right.
I am tired of seeing, someone hits a double, they're on second base. They're
kikiing with each other.
Kikiing with the second baseman. No, I want that second baseman to be pissed that the pitcher just allowed a double. Robin, this infuriates me. I want more fighting.
I want
benches clearing. And you're right about the bullpen. Robin.
The bullpen looks stupid as fuck.
By the time those out, and I hate to say it,
by the time, like, they managed to, like,
get the door open,
and they always run down the single file line. They run down the single file line and look stupid as fuck. Just open the door and start shoving each other while you're there.
I agree.
Start shoving each other while you're over there.
And that's on MLB. Think about that. That is content.
That
is TikTok,
y'all can
Twitter.
Tweet that all day, every day.
Listen, cut back on the Shohei tweets and increase the
the benches clearing,
the brawling.
The people love drama, we love benches clearing.
We sure do.
But also, like, teams, back up your hitters.
Yes.
Back up your hitters.
Yep.
Don't let them get hit again.
I agree. And a team that has been, I will say this was more when Correa was on the Astros the first time. They had that swagger. Yeah. And we saw it a little bit towards the end of the season where you weren't going to get away with throwing near my star player because Carlos Correa is going to come out and he's going to be barking at you from the dugout. And when he gets up to bat, he's either going to smack a home run off of your ass or he's going to charge the mound after you strike him out.
That was one of the things. Okay, Game 7, after Jimenez got hit, I loved that Springer smacked, what's his name, Robleski in the knee.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. that was
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. We want to see more of that in 2026 in baseball, and I think that is the perfect way to end what has been a very aspirational and informative podcast.
Right.
Robin, this was a lot of fun.
This was so much fun.
I'm excited to do this again with you next week. This is episode 1, first of many episodes.
Hopefully.
Hopefully many episodes.
Hopefully many.
If we can get this posted on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places.
We have so much more planned.
It's gonna be great.
You might see other content throughout the week as well. You know, this is our first time, for both of us, doing something like this.
Yeah.
And it's just two best friends hanging out, talking like we normally
baseball.
do. Talking like we normally do.
Yes.
But this time with a camera in front of our face.
Yes. Camera and a microphone. But we really appreciate you all for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode of Bad Pitch Energy.